When I was in high school, I remember every morning I used to get up and go to my buddy's house and wait for him to get ready. Then he and I would go off to school together. I also remember his dad sitting at the table having his morning cup of coffee, and I guess it was just his way of getting ready for the work day. And I remember, doing this day after day after day, till one day my buddy says to me, he said, "Hey Lou, my dad lost his job. The company closed, they're moving away, and now my dad doesn't have any work." And he said, "My dad's really upset. He loved that job. That's all he talked about." And he said, "Lou, I don't know what we're going to do." And he said, "My dad and my mom, I noticed that they're fighting a lot more. They're arguing, and I know they're worried." And I looked at my friend, and I didn't know what to do. I'm a high school kid. I didn't know what to say. But I tell you this story because of what I just saw of the announcement recently that General Motors is closing 3 North America plants. 14,000 blue and white collar workers are going to be let go. They're going to be without work. In the news cameras, they're showing them, people who work at these plants. They're showing them driving up to the plant. They're rolling their window down. The camera, the reporter's saying, "What do you think of this?" And of course, everybody's angry. The employees are upset. They're losing their job. This has been their future. This has been where they've been at for years now. And they're upset. But when I see these segments on the news, I see them, all I can think about is the importance and how this underscores the importance of acquiring a high income skill or starting a business if that's what you want to do. And as anybody who watches this show that watches me knows, I'm a proponent of starting your own business. I think everybody should do that. And I know it's not realistic. Not all of us are meant to be self-employed. A lot of us want to work for somebody else. We want to go into that job every day. But whatever you're doing, it underscores, the closing at General Motors underscores the importance of acquiring a high-income skill. And General Motors isn't the only company that's been in the news that's closing plants. They're not the only one. You've got retailers, major retailers like Sears closing stores and possibly even liquidating. You've got other manufacturers letting people go, laying off all of the time. But this is something that since I was a kid and watched my buddy's dad deteriorate, from a proud man who was supporting his family to somebody who was just drinking at the table every single day. It was something that stuck with me and told me from a child to where I'm at today, that it is so important to control your future, to control your destiny. Otherwise, what are you going to do? You're going to be working for somebody and you don't know if you're going to have a job. You think you could be safe and maybe you will be. But what we do know is that once you acquire a skill, once you acquire a high income skill, once you're marketable, that you can go anywhere and get a job. As long as you stay current, as long as you keep your skills sharp, and as long as you watch for the future. But this isn't like what it was in our parents' time. This isn't what it was like when they could count on a job for 10, 20, 30 years or so, and retire with that gold watch or whatever it is they got if they got anything. Times have changed, my friends. Times have changed. We have to control our own destiny. We have to control our own future. If we don't do that, we're going to be like that poor guy sitting at a table. Instead of drinking coffee, he's going to be drinking a beer. And I'm not saying everyone's going to do that, but I'm saying that you will find a way to, if you don't find a way to acquire a skill, what will your future be? Where will you be? When you get that letter or you get notification that the company's moving, that the company's closing. This has been my thoughts since I was young, but it's something that's been proven time and time again. Turn on the news, watch the news, you'll see what's going on, and you'll know that if you don't acquire that skill, you could be the next person who is sitting in a car with the window rolled down, talking to the news people about how upset you are that you lost your job. This is Lou Reyes with Over 50 TV, where we provide business and career advice to people over 50. Thank you.